Oh, that might go. 548 feet. Today we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Premier Series Q-Line DD3, as well as the Premier Series Q-Line FD. So if you don't know what these are, it's a new technology that Discmania released at the World Championships. Pretty much they're claiming that these things are going to fly 10% further for every arm speed by shifting some of the mass to the rim and thinning out the flight plates. So in a way, it's kind of like gyro technology, more weight on the outside, thinner flight plate, more gyroscopic spin. I don't really know the science behind it, but we'll see. So that's the FD, and that is overstable. Honestly, I thought it would flip because it kind of, the hand feels like a flippy disc, but also the new Discmania made FD is pretty overstable. So if I'm being honest, I wasn't a massive fan of the feel of the DD3 right out of the box. I felt it, I was like, it kind of feels like one of those discs that goes really far, but when you feel it, it just feels like it might be a little finicky. Maybe I'm just bad at disc golf, I don't know. Okay, that's pretty far. Okay. We're gonna measure that. We're gonna use the most reliable source in the game, UDisc, to measure this throw. There's probably gonna be a bunch of noodle arm disc golf YouTubers who come out here when they get their hands on these things and they're gonna be like, oh, I throw, 475. We'll see if I can throw 525 with that thing. I throw about 425. Relatively consistently, relatively accurately. When I absolutely smash on a Frisbee, I'll get that thing to like 485. If this disc went 500 plus, we're in business, okay? Now we're talking, we got something to look at. But if it's sitting right around that 450 to 475, it ain't doing it for me. Q-Line FD 354, pretty much right on the same distance that I'd probably be throwing any other 7-speed. Yeah, guys, we let it load up for a few seconds. 454 on the dot right here with the DD3. I thought that was gonna be farther than that, I won't lie. We're gonna throw a forehand. Mainly, I just wanna kind of see how they fly here. That FD is beefy. It just doesn't feel like it would be. You know what I mean though? Like when you feel a disc, you're like, that's understable, that's that FD, and it's not. Okay. I have a pretty steep hyzer release, so obviously we're not getting like a flat flight out of these. Now I like Discmania. I like the guys over at Discmania. They always treat me well. I like a lot of the Discmania players. That said, I'm not gonna cap to you guys and tell you if these things are, I'm not gonna tell you these things are something crazy if they're not. Also, I'm just a guy on the internet who throws Frisbees and has an opinion about things sometimes, so, take that for what you will. I feel like that first backhand throw, we're gonna get down here, throw these things backhand again. That first backhand DD3, that felt like as good as I could possibly throw a distance line, like a left to right distance line, and it still only went 455 feet. Now, some people might give me the excuse that it's a cool, dreary PNW day and the air is thick and you can't throw as far, because one time I made a video about not being able to throw that far and someone said, Broad, 450 in the PNW is actually really good because the discs typically don't fly as far there. And I said, really? I had no clue. I'll probably not use that excuse for myself, but thank you, because maybe you're right. If you're new to the channel, you might not know this, but if you've been here for a while, you know that I'm kind of an old soul when it comes to disc golf. I like the old stuff. I like the original technology, we'll call it. I'm also kind of a believer in the fact that I think disc technology is maybe like as far as we're gonna get it. I don't really know if there's much more that you can do to make an actual good disc better. I tried the FD on like a left to right, try and get it to turn and ride a little bit. And then my like stock distance shot is like a hyzer pusher. So we'll try that with a DD3. Wow, that thing's so stable. The FD flies fine. I feel like if you're an FD guy, they are domey. So if you like a domey FD, I mean, nothing wrong with it. Okay, got to flat. I really do actually like the stability of this DD3. A little bit of turn out of the FD. We're at 370. I'm gonna guess like 425. Not looking like we're gonna get to that 450 mark here on the pure hyzer. If you get up to flat a little bit. What do we got? You always got to give it a couple seconds to load up here. 432. As I was editing Casey's vlog today, he had a little segment in there of all the Discmania pros throwing these things, and he was saying that all of them really liked these. They all thought they went further. They're also sponsored by Discmania, so who knows? Maybe they were lying. Here's a close-up look at the profile, and just for my preference, the shape of this is not my preferred distance driver shape. Kind of a lower parting line with kind of that dome here. And definitely designed to go far, not designed to be like my preferred hand feel, but that's just me. And here's a look at the FD. Pretty domey. We should be a little over 500 feet away from the tree line that I was throwing from originally. I'm gonna try and absolutely blitz these things and see how far I can get them, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. If that comes out, that might go really far. Pretty sure the FD has more stability than the DD3. Oh, that might go. Stable out. Come on, come on. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So I left this running 548 feet away from where we threw the first few shots. We'll set a new start and we'll go see. While we walk over here, let me know your opinion on these. First off, we're almost there, but both of them are like right next to each other. Not looking great for the DD3, but had you even heard about these? Maybe if you weren't super tapped in with Worlds this year, you don't even know these exist. Well, you do now, I guess. 420 feet, let's let her set in a little bit here. 416 feet from the FD, 432 feet from the DD3. Not great, I won't lie. I kind of think that I'm the great equalizer on disc golf YouTube because I get not like a lot of messages, but I think a lot of people think that I throw kind of far. Not like crazy far, but like pretty far. And then you got all these other people who are like, I throw far. And then I'm out here throwing this new technology as high and turny on the most distance liney line that I could get. And it only goes 430 feet. So, I don't know, guys. So far, not looking good for the Q line from me. Who knows? You guys will have to be the judge. I'm sure some of the pros are getting some crazy distance out of this thing. Also, this is just another indicator of the fact that like most players can't throw distance drivers up to speed because I have a decent arm on me, but yet the FD and the DD3 thrown on what looked to be, from my eyes, like an almost identical line, and they landed within 20 feet of each other. So you got a 7-speed and a 12-speed doing pretty much the same thing, which is not really how disc golf's supposed to work, but for most players, that's how it works. But Premier Series, Q-Line DD3, Q-Line FD, I don't know. I'm kind of like I don't know how I feel about it. For me, it didn't work. I don't throw any further. I still suck. 250 full flight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
Creator of Frisbee Club,
the man,
motherfuckers.
The man, the myth.
Feeling pretty good.
And right here, I have a frisbee bag. It holds all my frisbees, the ones I like.